Well, Gaffer, off the back of Monday's win against Accrington Stanley, can you just sense in the group that was just something they needed, not just not to instill belief, but just to have that feel-good factor?
Yeah, winning a game is brilliant, and keep going back to getting your stronger players back. But I was really impressed with a couple of sort of youngsters and some good performances by a couple of people who aren't regulars in the team. It was great to see. But we needed that. Yeah, home win is always nice in front of the fans, and the Easter weekend has turned what was becoming a tough situation. The defeats weren't great, and even though the fans were still with us, and like I say, around the town and everything has been great, been a lot of support. I think people understand what we're trying to do, and it's probably, like I say, glossed over with that 21 game beating run that we went in earlier this season. I was expecting it a little bit sooner than it's coming, but it's coming, believe me. But it was nice to have that win, and for the boys and my staff, and especially the fans, great to have a win at Prisfield, and I thought we were dominant on Monday especially.
Were you happy with the result or the performance?
Both, really were. Walsall was a little bit different, digging deep and coming back from behind, going in front and then having a knockback, but then it could have gone either way at the end. But we showed some real class. That first goal is a real special goal, and I think people are seeing now we can play a little bit different at times when we want to. And then, Monday's performance I thought was really solid. We didn't have a shot to face on target, and that's something special for your defenders. But the way we broke midfield up and then the way we attacked with that front four was clinical and very exciting, and that's how I want to be. I've always said I want to put it on teams. We're Gillingham, I want to do that, and that's my style, and hopefully we can keep doing that. But really nice, and we know we've got some tough games coming up now in Salford and Grimsby, Barnet, and then Cheltenham and Shrewsbury are both below us. They're all tough games. There's the League Two. It's a respectful division to be in. But very similar time of the year that we played Salford last year. Actually, we were just talking about that. One of my first few games away, and it comes up on the fixtures again. So the next one is Salford, and we're looking forward to that now.
Yeah, long journey. Obviously, they've got promotion aspirations of their own. What type of game are you expecting? Are you expecting to come out the blocks and just come flying, or do you think?
I don't think anyone's going to be surprised to say how my team's playing, how my teams are. We're not going to stop scrapping and trying. Salford have got some quality. They've spent quite a bit of money in the window to bring a striker in and a couple of other people. They've got some talented youngsters. They've actually changed shape for the last few games, which was something we'll have a look at and see what Carl's going to do against us. But they've been a solid top six outfit all season, really, and no, it's no surprise to see them in the playoffs. They look like they're going to finish in the playoffs or automatics, and we want to stay in that on Saturday. We want to try and take all 3 points. I've always said my target now is to beat last year's total, and that was 56 points, and so 7 points more would equal that. I want that, and I don't see any reason why we can't get that.
Just finally for me, can I ask about Armani Little? You said he might be out for most of the rest of the season. Is that what it's turned out to be?
He surprised me, even Armani. He had a nasty finger injury, believe me, and we're privy to obviously having a look at doctors' reports and things like that, and for want of everything, it was a nasty one with dislocation and a slash. I think one of the blades in the modern day boots has slashed him and down to the tendons and things like that. And I actually feared the worst for him, but Mons has rocked up this morning, almost got a plaster on it, and says he's ready to go again. And that's the type of characters I want. That's the type of character he is. A little bit more than a plaster on it, but. He wants to see the season out, He is saying it's only a finger injury, and he's not a goalkeeper. So for me, we'll see how he is in the next couple of days. But so far, so good. A bit of a positive. Maybe this looks turning a little bit, and Armani will feature on Saturday.
let's hope it stays that way. Gaffer, thanks ever so much. Matt Cole from
Just on fitness, Connor Masterson came on obviously on Monday. I keep saying Saturday, Monday. Is he going to get close by the end of the season to a start? Do you think is his fitness heading that way?
There are a lot of factors involved in that, so it just depends. Sam, Gale and Andy Smith have defended really well. Omar's just picked up an injury in one of the games, which we're just trying to shake off. And obviously, as an over 30 player, he'd take a little bit longer, so he's trying that. But no, I was really pleased with both of those centre halves on Saturday and on Monday. And Andy Smith's first goal was, a special moment for him. I think Sam Gale, you know what you're getting. He's a solid, workaholic on that pitch. He just never stops running, and he's brilliant for us. So Connor's gonna have to fight his way back in. The good thing is that he's now fit and available for training every day in the squad, and like I say, it's been a tough season for him, probably a season and a half. He missed a lot last season, and he's missed the majority of this season now. So again, just being careful with Connor, and Connor will understand his body. His training loads are a little bit different to the others, but no, we're happy to have him back in the squad. He's a character, and I think it showed on Monday that he's up to starting if I need him. But the other two are doing very well.
Just going back to Monday, talked a bit about the manner of the victory. How important is that to, I guess, establish what you're trying to do with the players? Because I know you'll be very positive and they'll know what they want to do, but it's that positivity is in the subconscious as much as anything else, isn't it?
Not just the players, the fans as well, and their subconscious, because it's very easy to get involved into the naysayers and to the people who turn up to moan. We'll have won 2-0 on Monday like we did. Some people still won't be happy. That's people, that you get that. I'm hoping the majority were, but when we get beat, that's where you've got to stay strong, players included, players and fans, and see the bigger picture. The players get it sold every day. I talk to them every day, but I do still think, subconsciously, you're thinking you're coaching them every day, you're telling them what you want from them, and we're still not getting results. You look at yourself first as a manager, you question yourself, so that confidence in the players and that belief that they get every day, that was justified. And then I'll have to say that the fans, especially the ones who've just been right behind us from minute one, stayed and clapped us at the end of games because they know we've given everything, win, lose or draw. That was for them as well. And you're always going to get stick, that's part of the job. But I think belief is there in everyone now at Gillingham, and this plan I want to put in place, and I could keep encouraging people. Go back and see some of my interviews when I first came in. It's all about we will be better than we are now. I believe we're better than we are now, right now. I think we're better than we were when I walked in. But in another year's time, I think we'll be way better. And that's my plan. No promises on what we can achieve. That'll come. But we'll be way better than we were when I walked in the door a year ago. And that's my aim. Football's a tough game. If you start saying you're going to do this, you're going to do that, it's so tough. It really is tough because, you get a team like MK Dons spending a fortune this season to, I don't know who's going to come out the woodwork. Someone might get taken over in the summer and spend 10 or 12 million pound in the league, and then you go, right, they're going to be an issue, So we can't promise what we're going to do. But what we'll say is with the resources, with Brad and Shannon's backing, which is fantastic, by the way, we're so lucky to have people like that in charge of our club. We will give our absolute all, and I know it will be better than what's been served up over the last few years, and that's my job.
Just going back to line-up on Monday, without Omar Beckles, obviously on the injury list at the moment, you've had a chance, an opportunity, maybe it was all by design anyway, to play Sam Gale and Andy Smith together. It looks like they've warmed into that partnership pretty quickly. How impressed have you been with them there? I guess the understanding between the two of them.
They're young lads as well, We forget how old. We look at Andy Smith thinking he's a bit experienced, but he's still, 24, I think, Smithy, and Gale, wow, 21, I think. So really young lads, really young lads still, and so that forging that partnership at such a young age, believe me, the best defenders, I think, are the experienced ones, you know, and you get them in every team, you get them in all the promotion teams. They've all got an experienced defender, campaigner. We've got Omar, we've got Connor, but with them not playing, it fell on these two to take some responsibility, and I think they've handled it brilliantly. I really do, you know. Me and Andy chat often, and he's a great lad to have around. He's had a baby this year as well, by the way, which for anyone out there having a baby, that's a life-changing experience as well. So, you know, it all culminates in them playing together and doing really well. Gale, I think, is what it says on the tin, and we'll improve Gale, but wow, you know, not many better defenders than him in the league, especially one-on-one. But the partnership, yeah, I'm glad you've spotted it and brought it up, because I think they've deserved some plaudits, and especially on Monday, and some of the games they've played together, and I think they've been really solid, so let's hope that continues.
Have to ask about Sam's nomination for League Two Young Player of the Year as well. I mean, that is quite an accolade. He almost typically modestly, in talking to the club's media, said, well, it really isn't about me, it's about the team and what we can do. But I mean, as an individual, how much has he progressed?
Yeah, he's definitely one that can learn so much more and improve on so many more things. But his starting point when I walked in, I don't want to take any credit for what I fell upon. He's quick, he's strong, he's fearless. Yes, he needs work in some areas, but I'll work with that, you know, I'll work with those attributes and make them better. And he's a team player, you know. There's a lot of camaraderie between the boys, and he's often involved in it all at such a young age, you know. He's a great guy, and to be nominated, I think, is a real honour, because and also it's whoever's done the nominations, it's very intelligent, because if you look at his path into the first team, you know, he had to go on loan, he was considered a maybe at one stage, then all of a sudden he was this, definitely, let's get him in. And I think that he's deserved everything, you know, he really has, and he's, I think, probably one of my first recontracted players. You know, I thought, you know, we don't want to lose someone like Sam Gale, let's give him a new deal, and the club backed me on that. So yeah, I think big future for Sam, but he needs to keep his head down and learn, and with comments like that about the team, I think the humility's a big thing for me, and I'm pleased with that.
Have you thought about how far he might go? I mean, I guess that's putting the cart before the horse a little bit. But
he'll be able to play at a higher level, definitely, and then how high that is up to Sam and what he learns and what he experiences. But physically, he's probably got the next level in the bag, you know, League One. But this game is changing quickly and pushing quickly. You know, the way that football has progressed over the years that I've been in it is phenomenal. You know, it's absolutely phenomenal, technically, tactically, psychologically, physically. You know that, and Sam's got a couple of those. Needs more on another couple to make the higher levels. But physically, you know, I've played with very similar players at the next level, and I think Sam could handle that. You know, but it's up to him how high he wants to go. Right place, right time, a bit of luck. But at the moment, we're very lucky to have him, and I'm glad we secured him on a decent contract, because I think he's an asset to the club.
We talked a bit about combinations in defence, Andy Smith and Sam Gale. Up front, you've played Seb Palmer-Holden and Ronan Hale together for a few games with no target man. Is that looking towards the future at this point? Is that auditioning different tactics at this point?
Yeah, it's just not having to rely on a target man all the time. I think we got a little bit one-dimensional with the target man. I think we got too predictable. I like being able to play both ways. We haven't mastered that yet, so playing one way and then another way is great. We've got the two ways of playing. Ronan's going to be a pest at any level, in any formation. He's just a driven individual who wants to win games, and he'll do anything to win, and his runs, his sharpness, his touch, his finishing ability, all top draw. You know, he's going to be great with that. Seb's still a young lad, but them two have linked up really well. Two sort of runners, which we can run defences. And then, you know, with Gareth McCleary or Bradley Dack behind, you got some real experience to thread balls through and create chances. Lenny Serino played high on the wing the other day, and I thought he did well. And then we got Josh and Sam Vokes, who bring something totally different. So I like having that. I really do like having that, you know. People talk about having one style and one way of playing, and that's what you should have all the time. I think that has probably been the end of certain managers when they haven't been able to change, you know. You look through over the years and people have been criticised of that's his only style, that he won't change. You know, people talked about it at Man United, you know, and England and some big clubs at Tottenham at one stage. Oh, they've only got this one way of playing. I think one of our big strengths is being adaptable. I'm not saying it's the right way. That's definitely my way. I like being able to change formations during games, play different ways for different teams. You know, I don't think I'll ever be criticised of just having the one way, and that's really important for me. So formations, personnel, styles, I'm happy to be able to mix it up.
And on that, Salford City Saturday, I mean, they've got a real chance of finishing in the top three.
Yeah.
So they'll be very focused on that. Momentum, you might argue, is with them at that point.
Yeah.
How big a test is that for you? And how important is it for you for the run-in to put up a really good show?
Yeah, we're going to take a lot of fans up there. I've heard that already, which is brilliant. I think Salford have got some deal on for the fans again, which is going to be a brilliant atmosphere up there. A lot of respect for the people who own that. You know, I was lucky enough to play against some and associate with some, you know, when I was a young lad, and people coming on loan and playing with me and playing against some of those guys. So they're great, and what they've done to Salford and Salford City is phenomenal. You know, they really have. They're really going for it. They've put money in where it's been asked for, and the danger is they're probably secure in the playoffs now, and I think it's about 6 teams now can all go up automatically. It's crazy. So they're going to be, the pressure is there, but I think having that playoffs secure now that's one pressure gone for them. They can really focus on going forward. My pressure to my boys is let's beat last year's total. Come on, that's big for me. That really is big for me. So going up there, playing with the freedom that we know we're mathematically safe, we know we can't make the playoffs. What can we do? Go and show the boys, go and show the world what you can play like. You know, Gillingham, and yeah, I know Carl Robinson won't be expecting an easy ride from me, and likewise from him. Good guy, great manager. I'm sure it'll be a full blast game as always.
Part of the business of football, obviously, selling tickets, and the season ticket offers are out right now. Does that put any extra pressure on you to perform, to get results? Because you obviously want to impress. They want more fans in next season.
Yeah.
You have conversations about
I don't think that the winning the last 5 games will get us more season tickets. If you're going to buy a Gillingham season ticket, buy one, because this is going to be exciting next year. There's going to be changes, definitely. There'll be some behind the scenes changes as well as on the pitch changes. I think it's something that, you know, I'd like to get involved with. I'm lucky I'm going to head it up, but yeah, don't worry about these. We're going to try our best, and as I say, people will need opportunities to play and show me what they can do next year. Some people will be, you know, probably out of the thinking now, and so I've got to concentrate on the ones who are here next year. But yeah, don't have a barometer of these last 5 games about whether you're going to buy a season ticket. Get down here and buy one. This will be a proud place to be next year. We've had some fantastic moments out there, and I want that to come again. You know, they're a great bunch of fans. They really are. And do you know what? I back them to come because it's Gillingham. It's their town. It's their football club. They're proud people. You know, and I'm so impressed that, you know, with Charlton and Millwall and West Ham not a million miles away, they stick with their team. That's proper fans, and I love that.
You've mentioned a couple of times, or hinted at maybe structural changes behind the scenes. Is that something you can tell us more about?
No, not really. We're just trying to work out what is going to be the absolute best way of going forward for this football club, you know. But on sort of the football side, you know, that's what I want to concentrate on. You know, I think higher up the club's in great hands, really, really good hands, and we are looking forward now to just getting stuck into recruitment, planning for next season. Like I say, the structure that I'm talking about is probably the way we're going to structure the football and the pre-seasons and the way we go into next season. That's more. There's nothing major going on, but the big one will be the recruitment and the change of players that you'll see out on the pitch. I think that it's high time that this club had a bit of a change, and I intend to make it.
Part of the season ticket campaign promotion was a video, obviously, with Brad Gallens, well, 2 Bradleys in it, Brad Gallens and Bradley Dack and Ronan Hale as well. There have been various reviews of their acting. Did you think about getting involved in that? Did you ask perhaps to get a starring part? Were there auditions for it for the players?
I'm a singer. I'm definitely not an actor, so I'll stay out of that one. Cheers.
Thanks, Matt. Michael, yours?
With regard to next season, obviously I know you can't tell us much. With tongue in cheek, has Brad invited you to the World Cup yet?
Has
Brad invited you to the World Cup yet?
I wish. I have a small chance of being able to make one game in the summer, just a small chance, and there's a few variables that will affect whether I go or not. I've never seen a World Cup game, so I would love to go to a World Cup game. Bradley.
Pre-season tour to Miami.
Yeah, we would love to be a pre. I think the cost of flights alone and public transport over there during the summer is going to be astronomical. With the World Cup being there, it's going to be partisan. It's going to be fantastic. Me and my staff will have a break together, which is great. We're going to have a little few days together, and again, big planning for the season. And then, the World Cup, I think that it's in the back of everyone's mind, and how exciting that it's got a new format, a new regime, 3 countries hosting it. It's going to be special, this one. So, now Bradley Gallinson will be over there and watching it, I'm no doubt. Bradley Dack will probably be over here, but I'll definitely be over here and watch it with my family.